not the usual way I shoot my videos indoors. I usually sit down to film my videos, but for some special reasons, I am so energized to stand up and share this good news with you guys, to share this testimony with you guys. Few days ago, I got healed of a particular childhood ailment that I had in a hospital here in Accra, Ghana. Funny enough, the reason I went to the hospital was for another reason entirely. But I was surprised to realize that I came out of that hospital redefined, healed of an ailment I did not know how to even handle. And there are so many in that situation, right? I mean, there are so many people in my situation where they are battling with this ailment and more, because there are other ailments associated with this ailment, but they do not even know how to go about it. And I'm not even here to tell you that going to that hospital, you're going to get healed just like I was, but it was just a therapeutic experience for me, and it has healed me, and I owe it to that hospital. I owe it to Ghana, guys. Trust me, I know what I am saying. Before I go in depth into the sickness I got healed of and everything that pertains to it, I want you guys to watch this video when I first visited UGMC, meaning University of Ghana Medical Center, if I'm not mistaken. I went for a different purpose, of which you're going to see in this particular video. And then after I show you guys the video, I will be right back to share my wholesome experience, my unbiased total experience about this hospital and how this hospital healed me. So guys, this is where I am currently at this taxi rank. I want to make inquiries on how to get there. That Pacho, good morning. Pacho, I'm looking for New Legon Teaching Hospital. Taxi. This one. This car. Medasi. Dabio. Okay guys, so I'm going to enter this car. Let's sit at the front. Hello guys, welcome to the channel. How are you all doing? Guys, pardon me, I'm sweating. Currently I'm in a taxi and I am heading to the New Legon Teaching Hospital. Apparently I'm not sick, and this is obviously not supposed to be a tour of the hospital or something, or I just went there to film. Before I came to Ghana 2 years ago, I think I want to say congratulations to me, or happy 2 years anniversary to me coming back to Ghana. Last week made it 2 years and a few weeks that I came back to Ghana. So I want to go to the hospital for checkup. I'm not sick like I said, but I usually do this, or I used to do this when I was in Nigeria, but since I came to Ghana I've not done it, and it's 2 years now I've not done my general checkup. So I was making inquiries on the best hospital. Let me not use the word the best. I was making inquiries on the hospital to go for this checkup, and someone recommended the New Legon Teaching Hospital. So I want to go make inquiries, know the price and everything. You don't need to get sick before you do so. This is just a call to you to start checking up on your health. People are slumping every day, so don't wait until you get sick. Don't wait until the malaria hits you. Check your BP, check your sugar level, check everything, your HIV status. You should always check yourself at least once in a year, and I'm grateful that I'm about to do this. It's been over 2 years I've not done this, so I think it's just wise for me to take you guys along and show you guys the hospital. So see you when we get there. Are you doctors or nurses?
We came to visit our patients.
Oh, that means you're a nurse.
No, we are not nurses. We work with Enterprise Life Insurance. We are from Enterprise Life Insurance Company. We have a lot of policies like education, family income, security plan. We have a funeral policy for your parents in case it happens. So we are saying, sir, bring something small so that if maybe you suffer critical illness or you pass on, we can give you a huge sum of money to take care of all these things. You can see how the hospital is. There are a lot of people who are suffering from critical illness. If you put that person on the policy, at least half of the expenses the insurance company will cover.
So even when the person is sick, you're going to take responsibility.
Yes.
Like at least half.
The number of nights the person is hospitalized.
You can still pay for that.
Oh, okay. Is there a particular age that you're not accepted?
Okay, so we have policies that favors almost everybody. It cuts across, and then we have a policy which doesn't have an age limit at all. We have policies too that has age limits as to the extent age you are supposed to reach.
You're not supposed to take up that
policy.
policy.
Supposed to take up on the policy. An example of one policy that has no age limit is our funeral policy.
Sometimes when you are pregnant, you encounter some challenges, some health challenges. It's very common, but it's very expensive to cater for these expenses. So I would like to encourage everyone to sign on a group policy to cover you and even your unborn child.
So who is going to give out their number? All of you will give out your numbers soon.
Okay.
So my number is 0203 949627.
The number is 054 6121 409. The name is Evelyn.
The number is 054 622 8242. Come so I give you peace of mind.
So in that clip, you would realize that I couldn't film as much as I wanted to. And that was because there was a restriction on filming. I didn't know that earlier, even before I started filming. If not, trust me, I wouldn't have filmed. But guys, I promise you guys that I will be going back to that hospital because like I said, I owe it to that hospital and I owe it to Ghana. I will be going back to that hospital to make inquiries on how to get permission on filming, and I'm going to give you people a total tour of that hospital. Although I'm going to drop clips of the hospital here and there from the internet just for you to have a clue about what that hospital looks like. So this is what happened. I actually went there just like I explained in the video. I went there for my usual checkups. I wanted to make inquiries. Not even that, I didn't want to even do the checkups that day. I just wanted to make inquiries. And that hospital was recommended to me by a subscriber that reached out to me. I was just asking a Ghanaian subscriber, and I was like, I want to go to a hospital and I do not know the best one to go to. By God's special grace, ever since I've been in Ghana, I've never visited a hospital. I've never gone to a hospital for personal reasons. I followed friends to hospitals. I followed loved ones to hospitals here in Ghana, but for personal reasons, no. And it is not just because I do not want to visit the hospital. First of all, I do not fall sick easily by the special grace of God. I do not fall sick, and I owe it to God, all thanks to Him. But the fact that you do not fall sick doesn't mean that you shouldn't visit the hospital. So if you are like me that do not fall sick, maybe you have a very strong immune system, or for whatsoever reason you hardly fall sick, that does not mean that you shouldn't be visiting the hospital. But that was my case. I wasn't visiting the hospital. I was that person that runs away from hospital matters. When I hear even to follow a loved one to the hospital is out of love. If I don't love you, if you are not dear to my heart, I won't follow you to hospital. I'll give you moral support. But to follow you to the hospital, it would be a problem because of these particular ailments that I had. I was suffering from a particular ailment called phobia. Many are like me. They do not even know that this is an ailment. It is a phobia. I mean, it is intense fear for hospital. I do not know how it came about. I do not know how it started, but all I can remember is that right from childhood, I had fear for hospital and anything related to hospital. It even seemed that the more I grew, the more it became intense. It started with fear for injection, which is trypanophobia. I had that phobia. Even my family, they knew about it. See, when I was a child, even when I'm sick, and I realized that, oh, my parents have found out that I'm sick, and they're like, oh, we'll go to the hospital. I will start acting up like I am strong, I am fine, there's nothing wrong with me, I am hale and hearty. And that was because of the fear of injection. But as I grew up, I realized that even going to the hospital itself became a problem. I didn't used to have reasons to just go to the hospital. But growing up, I started realizing that I need to go for checkups. You don't need to fall sick first. Take preventive measures when it comes to health issues. That is what I started teaching myself. Although I learned that a lot from my sister, who always talked about health. Since you don't like going to the hospital, always take this, always take that. She's always giving me preventive tips, and she has even helped me to even try taking things like supplements, because she used to buy a lot of supplements for me, because knowing that I would not just randomly say I will take para. I don't do self-medication. I don't do anything of that sort. It is that bad that even when I am sick, I can stay away from hospital. I can stay away from drugs. I can stay away from injection. I just need to drink a lot of water. Taking water and give me 4 or 5 days, I'll be fine. But I know it is not good, right? I needed to go check my system. Some years before returning back to Ghana, I started taking, my health seriously, where I summoned the courage to go to the hospital for checkups without anything being wrong with me. I go see a gynecologist, I go see a general doctor, share maybe any symptoms I'm feeling in my body, any weird symptom I'm feeling in my body. Sometimes they'll tell you to run a test, then they'll tell you you're fine, or you are okay, or you need to do this, or you need to do that. Ever since I came back to Ghana, I have not had the opportunity, or will I say, I haven't gone to the hospital. And so for some reasons, I just told myself I will go to the hospital. But I didn't know the hospital to go to. I knew already that I had fear for hospital. I hated the way hospital smells. I hated the environment. I didn't like seeing doctors when they are wearing. I don't like seeing. The worst thing that can happen is when you now bring out the needle. Just like I said, I called this subscriber and he directed me to UGMC. And that day, as a big girl, taking decisions, facing her fears, I bathed, dressed up, carried my handbag, my umbrella, and I hit the streets. I went to the hospital. When I got to the taxi station where I saw the taxi that I was to enter, like you saw in the clip, I wouldn't lie, whilst I was doing that video, a certain kind of fear gripped me, like hospital. I tried to overcome it. And then we started going, and I started filming because I wanted to have clips of the video and come share my experience in the hospital with you guys. To my greatest surprise, when I was about to enter a particular department, that was the department where I went to make inquiries. When I entered their reception, let me be sincere, I didn't know what was happening or what has happened to me until I left the hospital to the house. I entered into the hospital. I made inquiries. I was all smiling, looking at people. I was just amazed at how neat and clean the environment was. I never felt for a second that I was in a hospital. The only time I realized I was in a hospital was when I entered the reception and I saw people in their wheelchairs. That was when I realized, okay, this is a hospital. I felt so relaxed. Even when I was talking to the receptionist, the way she received me, I wasn't tensed. I wasn't scared. In fact, I didn't know what was happening. I mean, emotionally, I didn't know what was happening. Everything went on smoothly. She even directed me somewhere else where I would get full detailed information about everything I came to inquire. And I went there, they received me, we spoke. Even the guy was like, "Are you videoing?" Because he saw me with my tripod and the phone on it. And I was like, "No, I'm not videoing," because before entering here, I saw like on the door that phones, cameras are not allowed. I'm going to scream the name of UGMC everywhere I go. Guys, I finished with what I was supposed to do, came back. It was when I got home, I asked myself, I just went to a hospital, came back, not feeling weird, no itches on my body, not feeling disgusted, no fear whatsoever. Many people would say, "Oh, this is a little thing." Why would you say this is an ailment? Why would you say this is a problem? This is not an issue. You are just scared of hospital. No, I am not afraid of hospital. I have intense fear for hospital. And let me tell you, just in case you do not know how detrimental this phobia is. When you have intense fear for hospital, when you have this phobia we call phobia, you would avoid anything hospital. That is to say, even when you are sick, you would as much as possible avoid going to the hospital, which can be detrimental to your health. You would not want to take treatments. Even when you are home, they'll say, "Okay, let the doctor come and treat you at home." Since you don't want to go to the hospital, you will still not want to go. There are so many phobias associated with this kind of phobia. There is phobia for needles, there is phobia for injection, there is phobia for doctors, there is phobia for surgeries and all those medical procedures. There are different phobias associated with hospital. I would say that I've been able to overcome the phobia of hospital. Now it is time for me to overcome the phobia for injection, the phobia for doctors, the phobia for all of those things associated with hospital. But I can tell you that if I, BEFE, can have the courage to walk into a hospital, make inquiries, see doctors, and still feel okay, not feeling tense, not feeling sick, not feeling dizzy, then even my family members will be happy to hear this. Because trust me, if you have anybody with this phobia, taking this kind of people to the hospital taking this kind of people to the hospital can be very taxing. You can just get peace, like you are a grown-up. Why are you behaving like this? Are you a kid? Have you not seen children going to hospitals? Don't you see children taking injection? Most of us just feel it is just you screaming, it is just you shouting, it is just you not wanting to do it. No, it is a serious condition. And I'm going to say why I owe it to UGMC. Many people would say, "Oh, it's just a reflex. Maybe it just happened that you didn't just fear going to the hospital." No. Let me tell you. Usually the things that gets me scared of going to hospital premises, even when it is not me that is sick, is one, you see the hospital smell, I don't like it. One. Two, when the hospital is dirty, you feel like germs are everywhere. Like when you get there, you're going to contract something. It makes me want to, when I sit in the hospital, I just want to stay. I just want to stay on my own. I don't want to get body contact with people. I don't want, even the chair that I sit, I don't want my hand to be on the handles of the chairs. I just want to be on my own. You know that kind of a feeling. But guys, with UGMC, I went there and it was as if I was in a hotel. I saw even the patient ward. I guess that is where patients, they sleep. Like when they get admitted, they sleep. Guys, look at that patient ward, like a hotel. If all hospitals can be like this one, people like us that have these phobias for hospitals, our phobias will be reduced to a reasonable extent, just like me. You might feel that this is not an important topic to discuss. You might feel that this is not something that is very important for us to handle with care. But guys, there are people that when they have phobia for something, it comes with heart palpitation, it comes with dizziness, it comes with sickness. Some people that even have it to a severe level, they will even feel as if they want to die. Yes, I think the challenge I'm giving to myself these days will be facing my fears. Not just facing my fears, but facing my phobias. I'm going to face them squarely. I remembered starting, going on trips, hikings, climbing canopy walkways, and I know how challenging that was for me because I have phobia for heights. But the last time I went to the Volta region and I went hiking and I climbed the canopy walkway, I realized that the fears are reducing, because that was like my third time, if I'm not mistaken, of being on the canopy walkway. And my fears had reduced to a very reasonable extent. I didn't even see myself screaming. I was having the fear inside of me, but for some reason I had the courage to overcome the fear and tame the fear down. I wasn't opportuned to enter into the wards. I wasn't opportuned to do that, of which I said I'm going to take permission in order to do that, because I also have phobias for those hospital gadgets. I remembered the first time I saw ECG machine, and I'm like, how will they put somebody inside there? They will leave you there and then you go. What if something happens? What if you choke? What if I started imagining lots of things. So I want to see if that hospital will also help me to face that fear of those hospital gadgets and equipment and everything that has to do with hospital. Many doctors are not even emotionally present when it comes to people like me that have phobia for injection, phobia for doctors. They don't care. They don't even care how you react. They expect you to be an adult. They expect you to be a grown-up. There are some things that are way, way, way beyond us. It has to do with emotions, and the way you handle it as a person that is in the position of helping the other person is very, very important. And I want to say kudos to all the medical practitioners that are emotionally aware of these phobias, and they find a way of making their clients or making their patients comfortable, and they being able to execute their service to their patients without the patients being scared, without the patients being afraid, without the patient passing out. You need to see me when I'm taking injection. I never knew my genotype and my blood group until few years back. Just few years back. And that's because, you see that injection? I even remembered the day I finally summoned the courage that you genotype, you blood group, I'm gonna know you. I'm gonna know you. I remember the day I took up that decision. The shouts, the scream. You would think they want to slaughter me. You would think they brought me before the slaughter table and they want to slaughter me. The needle have not even neared me. Just seeing that needle, I'm even envisioning it. Just seeing that needle, I don't even think about it. I want to know in the comment section, are there ways of overcoming these phobias? For me, I would say to God's glory, I've been able to overcome the phobia of going to the hospital. That is one tick out of my phobias. So I'm going to avoid any hospital that smells nasty. So all hospital owners, all government hospitals, let us put this into high consideration, because the way the hospital smells even can make someone that is not sick. I don't know how UGMC does it that the hospital doesn't smell like hospital. I don't know, but I love it. I don't know how they did it that the environment looks so neat, so clean, like no single dirt. I don't know how they did it, but I love it. And I wish other hospitals can learn. And maybe if I have the opportunity to talk to hospital owners, that they should take the hygiene of the hospital into high consideration. How neat the hospital looks is very, very important. The walls of your hospital must not be dirty. Do you know that there are people that are scared of coming close to dirty walls or walls that have peeled? There are people that are irritated by that. So imagine going to some hospitals and the walls are peeled, the walls are dirty. It's a hospital. It is supposed to be neat. Someone will say in the comment section, it's a hospital. That's where sick people are. It's not supposed to be neat. You don't expect it to smell good. No. What are you going to say about your restroom, your toilet? The fact that you go there to poop, does it mean that it shouldn't be neat? In fact, it should be one of the neatest places in your house. Because over there you can contract disease. You have to take extra care of your washroom, your toilet and your bathroom. So the same thing applies to hospitals, where you know that people go to, sick people go to. That kind of a place should be extremely neat. People shouldn't come there and feel irritated. Those that are not sick shouldn't come there and feel sick. I know there are so many reasons why people are scared of hospitals. Aside the deaths, some people are scared of blood. They don't want to see blood for some reasons. They don't want to see blood. Some people don't want to see people in pain. You see the ones we can prevent. As for going to hospitals and seeing people in pain, you can't prevent it, because you can't tell people not to feel pain because you have phobia. No, but you see the ones we can prevent. We as individuals can prevent. We as workers in the hospitals can prevent. We as doctors can prevent, which is the environment, which is how neat the hospital is, which is how good the hospital smells. It is very important we put our eyes on it, so that we can curb the level of phobia for hospitals that we have in our society. There are so many people that are dying of sicknesses they are not supposed to die of, just because they are scared of going to hospitals, and those sicknesses generate into things that they are not able to handle anymore. Before they finally rush them to the hospital, when they have no option, they are already at the point of no return. Many of them, they fall sick of ailments that they could have prevented. Doctors, let us be smiling. I know it is not easy dealing with sick people. It is God that will reward you guys. Trust me, it is not a profession that anybody can just pick up and do. If you are not called to do it, trust me, it is one profession that it is not for the weak, it is not for the faint at heart. Aside the fact that you are smart, you're intelligent to take up such course, you need the compassion, you need the heart to carry out the job. So I know how difficult, how strenuous it can be. But please, the way you smile, your approach to your clients can make a lot of difference. The few times I went to the hospitals for checkups in Nigeria, immediately I enter into the doctor's office. The first thing I say is, "Sir, doc, I have fears. I have fears for hospital. I have fears for doctors. I have fears for injection." They already see the panic, and then they find a way of calming me down. So guys, this is a call to all hospital owners, all doctors, cleaners in the hospitals. If you are working in an environment like the hospital, please, you are healing people, both emotionally, physically, and otherwise. UGMC did not heal me of any physical wound, but they healed me of an ailment that I didn't know how I would have come out of it. They healed me of a phobia that would have cost me a lot. But today, I am looking forward to going back to UGMC to do all my tests, to do all my checkups, and ensure that I'm in good health. So once again, I want to say thank you to UGMC and thank you to Ghana. God bless you. Please, if you haven't subscribed to my channel and you've watched to this extent, please do well to subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell notification so you get notified whenever I upload a new video. And until we meet next time, do not forget to always smile because you're beautiful when you do. Bye.